Hey guys, so I'm back with another posing video. Today we're going to be looking at the Scarlet Spider. It's actually one of my favorite figures, so let's take a look at what we can do. Alright, so the first pose here is a little bit of a fun pose. It kind of reminds me of the Spider-Man meme that we've all seen before. So I decided to just use that same pose here. You can also just throw in like the phone, the camera, and all the other accessories that this figure comes with, just to add a little bit more to your display. Next pose we have here is an upside down Spider-Man pose. Obviously, since he could stick to walls, this is a very natural position for him. So I decided to go with something like this.
Now, getting the phone to stay is tricky, but it is possible.
You could also do the same thing and have him going sideways. This is actually one of my more favorite positions to have him in. Honestly, it's not that hard to get this pose right. You just want to make it look like he's walking, and then just use a stand and put him sideways. You could have him checking his phone with his coffee. Obviously, he's not going to want to sip that coffee while he's sideways, but it still looks cool. It's a good way to take advantage of all the accessories that this figure comes with. Next pose is more of an action pose. It's kind of like he's shooting his webs out while lunging himself forward. This one reminds me a little bit of the Spider-Man PS4 game, which I absolutely love. Reminds me of one of the loading screens that there are. The fabric on the suit makes it really easy to pose this figure. Get the balance right with the stand, and then you're all set. This pose reminds me of the scene in Into the Spider-Verse when Miles jumps off the building, and while he's falling, he shoots his webs right at the last second. You get the falling motion with his legs spread out wide. I didn't do that well of a job of showing it here, but his legs can get pretty wide, so you want to make sure you do that.
And just make sure you have him leaning forward just a bit with his arms in a pulling motion.
And then the rest is pretty simple as well. And finally, we're going to have a Spider-Man pose, a classic Spider-Man pose of him swinging, about to detach from one web and shooting out another. I had to use the box to get him to crunch forward a little bit just because the midsection didn't stay the way I wanted it to. But you don't really need that. You could also just have him kind of like falling backwards, and it's still the same. I chose to also put in the coffee. I love using the coffee cup. It just adds like so much more to the pose.
And that's why I love this figure so much. There's so many possibilities you can do, and honestly, this figure just really pops off your display.
Alright guys, so that was my video for the Scarlet Spider. Hopefully I can do another video for you guys soon, possibly doing one of the Black Panther figures that I have. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.